Hey guys, welcome back to another video by DFW Gunworks. I am your no, I'm not your host. I'm your, I don't know. I'm Xavier. Guys, welcome to the channel. DFW Gunworks, another video here. Today we're talking about the first polymer frame pistol by CZ. CZ is known for their metal pistols, the CZ75, the Checkmate, the TS Sport, the TSO Orange, and they came out with the CZ P-09, which is a polymer frame metal slide full-size pistol. And this pistol is amazing. A couple things just to kind of start off. This was the first pistol I ever purchased, CZ P-09. Full-size pistol. Why did I purchase a full-size pistol? Honestly, I couldn't find a CZ P-07, and the P-09 is basically the same thing, just a little bit bigger and holds four more rounds, I believe, 19 plus 1 and 15 plus 1. So this is the CZ P-09, and we're gonna do some talking about it, and we're gonna have some range footage for you, and let's get to it. Alright guys, the CZ P-09. Well, for all the YouTube freaks out there, let's go ahead and clear the gun real quick. Make sure you guys know it's clear. Clear, boom, polished feed ramp there. I do keep my guns clean, so just heads up, but yes. So, gun's clear. Let's talk about it a little bit. So, first off, 19 plus 1. Amazing magazines, metal magazines actually. Comes with 2 magazines out of the box. I'm going to show you guys that box right now real quick, so we can kind of both look at this together. Let's see. So this box I think will stay together better than that Glock one that I showed you guys a while back. But here's the box. There's your CZ pistol. There is your extra magazine, some extra back straps in here, which talk about the cleaning materials, cleaning tools at the bottom, and then all of your books and gear up on the top. So. But, it does come with 3 adjustable back straps, small, medium, and large. Currently, it looks like the biggest back straps on there, but I do see an S here, so I'm assuming that's for small. There is a large back strap here, and a medium, and it's nice because there's little markings at the bottom. And there is an S there. And then there is an L on this one. Let me show you guys. Boom, L. So other than that, you have your safety. So this gun does come installed with a decocker. So when you push the decocker down, instead of it being a safety, you decock the hammer. That being because this gun is a SADA or DASA, double action, single action pistol. The double action pull is about 9 pounds. Whenever you pull that trigger, it's my left hand, by the way, left hand, so it might shake a little bit. But when you pull that trigger, it's gonna have to actuate the entire hammer, pull back. That's not about 9 pounds. If the hammer's all the way back, whenever you do pull that trigger, you have really barely any take up towards the end, and then when you do it towards the end, it is a 4 pounds. 4 pounds. So that is if you use the decocker, you're gonna have that long first pull and then a easier second pull. If you can get used to it, you train like that, I don't see an issue, but it does take practice. If you don't want to train like that, you don't want that long first pull, you want to keep that hammer back and have that easy 4-pound pull no matter what, you might want to put the safety in. That way you can keep the hammer cocked all the way back at all times. But other than that, you can keep it around the chamber, decocked, should be fine. Even if your trigger does snag on something, you're gonna feel it because this is a 9-pound trigger on this gun. So there you go. Yeah, CZ, but 19 rounds in here, which at the time was, I believe, the most rounds in a pistol, full-size pistol at least, with a flush magazine there. There are some +5 base pads you can buy. They're not CZ branded, but they are +5 base pads. Takes your plus round up to 24 plus 1, which is a lot of rounds in a pistol for a CZ. Now I know there are other guns out there that have bigger magazine capacities, like Glocks that can hit those 33 round magazines if you want to do that, but for the sake of the pistol staying normal with the flesh fit magazine, 19 plus round is a lot of rounds. There are a couple things on the CZ that are not problematic, but different, and that being the size of the slide. Now it may look like the slide's like a normal slide here, but it's actually a lot smaller than most pistols. And I can explain why. CZ pistols, for the most part, usually have their slides running inside of the frame, excuse me. And you can kind of see back here, the slide actually is riding inside the frame as opposed to being on top of the frame. What that does is that lowers that bore axis. Lower bore axis kind of puts that barrel closer to the back of your hand here, which kind of mitigates and lowers the recoil on your shots. So CZ has done that in their polymer pistol. I've shot it, and I've shot bigger guns too, but this seems to have the lesser of the recoils, and it also is the nicest. Do get that Omega trigger in there from CZ, which is a nice addition. Big enough trigger guard here to actually be able to fit gloves on if you have gloves on if it's cold. It is flat, so it kind of helps you get that second hand up in there if you want. Or if you want to wrap one finger around, you can wrap one finger around too. I know some people like to wrap two fingers around, which is kind of crazy, but hey, whatever helps you out, you know, whatever you learn to shoot. There are two sides to the kind of abrasive on the frame here, which is nice. One can be to kind of where your finger goes, trigger finger practice, so you're not always putting your finger on the trigger. But also helps you remember, hey, you got a little spot here, you can kind of set that trigger finger. On the opposite side, for your thumb. So it's kind of neat the way it sits up both. You can put that thumb there. It really kind of helps out, kind of grip the gun and kind of, you know, pressure on it. So I can take this gun down for you guys if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and do that here in a little bit. But I will show you some range footage so you guys can see how the pistol shot. I will say that I did kind of pull down and to the left a little bit. I'm not sure if it was the iron sights that I'm not used to. Not really an excuse, but I was pulling down to the left on the target, which is, I don't know, kind of new to me because I don't really pull down to the left. But yeah, other than that, just real quick, the finish on the gun is nice black finish, just different coat than normal pistols on there. You do have your serial number in all three spots, which is nice. They're all three readable from the exact same spot of the gun. The barrel is cold hammer forged, which is amazing for longevity of the barrel. You do have a steel guide rod in there as well for the recoil spring, but I'll show you guys that whenever I take the pistol apart. Real quick, I want to talk to you guys about the sights. The sights are not night sights. They're not little white dots either. They're photoluminescent, which means that when you shine some light on the dots, they actually glow for a long time. And I'll actually show you guys that as well, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Even a little bit of sunlight will make these things glow for, you know, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, which isn't very long, but if you need something real quick, shine some lights on them. In the middle of the night, get up, you get yourself some really bright glowing sights. So let's get to that range footage. Alright guys, so here CZ P-09, obviously from the video. Didn't talk too much at the range because it's very loud, and the way the mic cuts in and out is kind of annoying, especially for you guys. So let's go ahead and shoot here. I'm not sure why I stopped. I think I was just talking about the, I wanted to talk about the decocker, but yeah, that 9-pound double action. Is pretty wild. But yeah, here's double action. So pop that down. Make sure it's a double action. Pull trigger straight back. Pull it to 4 pounds. I didn't shot this gun quite a while, but still kind of on point and legit gun, so didn't really mind it too much at all. Yeah, overall pistol shot well, no malfunctions, misfeeds, or anything like that. Put another 38 rounds here through the gun. See, my spreads are a little low. Not low to the left, not yet at least. And I don't know if you noticed what I did there, but didn't really have to pull this slide back. Shove the magazine up, and basically forces the slide forward. CZs have that neat trick, so it's pretty nice. But target's back about 10-12 yards now, so. Aim for that top dot, but like I said, my shots are low and left. I'm not sure what exactly I'm aiming for, or how I'm hitting the low and left. I don't know. Feels good. Shots were a little off, but all in all, pistol was nice. Nice thing about the CZs, a lot of them come with like a small flared mag well. Helps to load the magazine easier. Yeah, gun definitely gets a lot of that carbon buildup on the front edge. Too crazy, nothing that won't clean and won't fix, but gun needed some cleaner anyways. Got another 5 and 19 rounds. These 5 rounds gonna put through at this range, and then bring the target in pretty close to finish off the last 19. I'm gonna put it at 5 here, which is close, but same time, you know, it's not, it's 15 feet, so. It definitely looks a lot closer than it is. I just noticed a freaking ricochet bullet that lodged in that glass to my right, so that cracked this. So. Yeah, put a hole in that target. As you can see, low and left, I think it was just mainly the sights. I don't know, I guess I wasn't used to it, hadn't shot it in a while, but all those targets, or shots were on target. A couple clipped to the left, but still kind of hit that target, so. Alright, so, would I recommend this gun to anybody? Yes. When some people say, is this gun good for female shooters? Yes. Reason being, lower bore axis, less recoil, easier to stay on target, classic CZ reliability. But this is a bigger pistol, especially for concealed carrying. It might have to be winter where you're at if you're going to conceal carry this, or carry it on the outside of your waistband, or have a thigh holster, a thigh rig, as I would say. But other than that, this is probably going to be more of your home defense gun. 19+1 rounds. It's good to have out there. I'm telling you guys, it's good to carry that if you're going to carry. But still, it is a big pistol. Even for just anybody, any guy or girl out there, it's just a big pistol. So I personally have a holster for it that I purchased. No claw on it. It's just got the loops, and it goes at my 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it is not as heavy as some of the guns out there, but it does get the job gun. Gets the job done. As far as accuracy goes, follow-up shots and all that. I will say again, you're gonna have to get used. I'm gonna show you real quick. You're gonna have to get used to the decocker on this pistol, because let's say someone, you have a threat. That first shot, you're really gonna have to pull that trigger. So you better make sure it's what you want to do. Once you pull that first trigger, that slide's gonna come back. Magazine in there. So that slide's gonna come back, and it's gonna and have that single action, which is a 4-pound trigger, as opposed to the 9-pound we just had a second ago. So just know that first pull is heavy, unless you have the manual safety. But I like the decocker on there because it just lets me know, hey, this trigger's ready to go. Nothing's stopping me. The only thing stopping me is me pulling this trigger. So just know that first pull is heavy, 9 pounds. And then on that second shot, it's gonna be it's a reset, and it's real light trigger pull. I mean, if you're not thinking about it in the moment, you're gonna pull that trigger without even realizing it. If you're shaking, or if your adrenaline's going and you see something, you're gonna pull this trigger. It's 4 pounds. I mean, 4 pounds is not like a lot. 4 pounds is a lot. Sorry, 4 pounds is not like little. 4 pounds is little. Now I've shot 3-pound and 2-pound triggers, but in the moment, you pull up to shoot this gun, and you're used to that 9-pound, that 9 heavy pound. You're gonna pull that trigger back, and you're gonna pull the trigger. You're gonna shoot. So it's good to get into practice of knowing, hey, I'm pulling this trigger right now. Like whoever's coming to my door, who's at my door, like and then I might not be waiting for it on the trigger like that. I might be actually back, or you can always pull the trigger back and wait. But just know with that decocker there that trigger's ready to go. Nothing really left for you guys, other than to just show you guys a field strip, and yeah. I think it's a beautiful pistol. It's really fun to shoot. I enjoy shooting this pistol a lot. It does go through a box of 100 rounds pretty quick. I will say that, because it's only 5 magazines that are worth it. So at 19+1, you're going to go through that 100 round box pretty quick. Even if you're kind of just doing some drills. I know that a lot of drills you can do usually make 50 rounds last a lot. But again, as fun as this is to shoot, you're just going to keep going. Especially with that Omega trigger. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the takedown of it, the field strip, and show you guys the inside, and go from there. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take this CZ pistol apart here for like a field strip. It's pretty easy. Go and take the magazine out to make sure the pistol's clear. It is clear. You can see for yourself. So first things first, go ahead and pop out the slide lock / slide release. On the back side, you'll see it has a small divot. You can use something like the corner of the magazine. You can use a pen, you can use a punch. For this scenario, I'm going to show you with the magazine. That way you guys can take it apart yourself. So here we go. So first off, we're going to line up the 2 notches here. There's a notch right here, and there's a notch right there on the slide. So once those notches are lined up, that pin can be knocked out from the opposite side. So for the sake of me being able to do this and show you guys, just know that I'm lining up the 2 slide pieces, the slide and the frame, on the other side of the gun. I'm gonna go ahead and push that little spot in with a magazine. So here we go. So you hear a nice little push through. On the opposite side, you'll see that it's sticking out. Once it's sticking out, it's easy to pull. All right, once that's out, I usually put the hammer forward. Once the gun's back in situation, hammer forward, and then that slide will actually push right off. Just like that. Buttery smooth. You know why? Because the slide is got grooves all along the slide. Now some guns have it in a couple spots. CZs tend to have it all along the slide, both sides. Pretty neat pistol there. Next up, you can just pop out the recoil spring, which has a steel guide rod, and your barrel. Barrel comes in at about 4.5 inches. Cold hammer forged. And the chrome line feed ramp there polished. So I do keep my guns really, really clean. But yeah, other than that, pretty easy pistol to take apart. I just cleaned it because I got back from the range shooting it. There's a couple spots that a little bit harder to get some of that carbon buildup off of, but other than that, gun is nice. Gun weighs nice. Slide's got some weight to it. Whole gun comes in at about 30 ounces. For your frame here, it does not. If you look at it from the side, you don't see anything that the gun will slide on. As far as ride on the slide, it's all going to be internal for the slide. As you can see, you will see 4 spots here on both sides, and then here at the back on both sides. Still small portion here on the back, little nudge there, and then this little nudge right here. But if you look down, you don't see anything else. That slide completely rides down that. So let's go ahead and put it back together. Pretty easy field strip. I will say real quick, this is a decocker installed. It's got a spring on there. When you switch over to the, let's see real quick. When you switch over to the safety, it's easy to install the manual safety, but going back to the decocker, you will need some special tools to do that. It is not as easy as switching to the manual safety. I recommend leaving the decocker in. One, it just kind of makes it to where you have to kind of train yourself to know that, hey, there's a round in the chamber. When I pull the trigger, it's good. It's always going to be good. There's nothing that's going to physically stop you from pulling that trigger, other than the fact that the trigger is a 9-pound trigger pull. So that's kind of my recommendation. Feel free to do whatever you like. There is a, well, I have the pistol here at this angle, a 1913 Picatinny rail here, 5 slots for flashlights, lasers, all that jazz, whatever you feel like you'd like to put on the gun. Here you can kind of get a better view of both those spots that I was talking about earlier, trigger and offset. So, but let's go ahead and put this back together real quick. Just gonna talk about the sights. Their sights aren't plain white dot. They're not night sights. They're photoluminescent. So when you shine some lights onto those, they will glow for anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes, depending on how much light you put. Regular or actual sunlight does actually make that last a lot longer. So just know that if you are exposed to sunlight, it does happen like really quick. So, all right. So as you guys can see, the sights are glowing a little bit. Light was on just now. I'm gonna put some bright light to it, and then I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like after. So check this out. I'm gonna put the camera down so you guys get blinded. Hang on 1 second here. But enough light on these things and they glow. I mean, look at them. So photoluminescent, and in the middle of the night, you know, if you need anything, these sights will pop, even if it's completely dark outside. But check it out. They will pop. That was, I don't know, 10 seconds of flashlight on them. So they will glow as long as you shine some light on them. Just like this. So anything happens in the middle of the night, you need to use your firearm for whatever reason, just shine some light on both the front and back, and then you have some night sights. And tritium-esque photoluminescent night sights. So pretty neat, but there you go. But first up, let's put the barrel back in. That slides in there. Recoil spring. And then this is what I enjoy the most about CZ pistols, and you can kind of see, and I can show you. It's just the whole thing just easy peasy. So once that's back on there, putting it back together is just as easy as taking it apart. You go ahead and line the notches up one more time. So the notch on the slide and the notch on the frame, line them up, And pull the hammer back. Once those are lined up, you can drop the pin in. Actually, start the pin ahead of time. So let's restart. You can start the pin in, push it in, pull that, slide back, match it up, and then that'll snap right in. There you go. Couple checks. Boom. I will say the real estate on the slide is way slimmer than most guns, so you do kind of have a little bit of trouble gripping it, but once you get used to it, you can actually grab that. Press checks aren't too bad to see, but you can still make it happen. I usually pull back with my right hand if I'm going to do it, and look through there, but yes. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's the kind of the field strip / takedown of this gun here. I didn't take any back straps off because the back straps, you got to punch a pin out, but other than that, a lot of times what the gun comes with, usually you'll use it unless you actually want to get into seeing exactly what the other back straps feel. But yeah, CZ P-09. My thoughts on the CZ P-09, great first pistol. It is full size, so that's kind of different than what most people buy. They most buy like a compact or micro compact. But if you're going to and you want something for home defense, the CZ P-09 is a good recommendation. One, because it holds 19 plus 1. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, you know, 19 plus 1. There is a plus 5, plus 6, I believe, magazine extension, which gives it 25 or 24 plus 1, which is amazing from a pistol like this, and actually will only extend, I think, about another like ½ inch from the bottom, so like double this. But other than that, mag release is actually ambidextrous, so you can swap it to the other side if you're left-handed. Unfortunately, the slide lock is only on the left side, so for right-handed shooters, it's gonna be there. I will say it is much more difficult to reach than a normal gun. So if you have your gun here and you reach up for it, you're hitting the decocker. You really have to adjust your grip to get into that and hit that slide release. So, but yes, great pistol. I was thinking about selling it. Not because there's anything wrong with it, because I didn't like it, but because I wanted to just get something else to show you guys for the channel. But I decided not to do that. Took this pistol to range, and yeah, I remember why I bought it. So other than that, CZ P-09, guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is you guys got for me, please leave it in the comments. Subscribe, please, guys. I really appreciate the support. Appreciate all the likes. Any comments you guys leave, I try to get back to them as quick as I can, because I do enjoy feedback from you guys. But yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Next video coming up, I have some footage and some review of the CZ P-10C, my other CZ that I bought, the second pistol. And then after that, a secret gun that I mentioned a couple times, but I'm not going to say what it is now. So if you have been listening, you know what's coming after the CZ. So other than the CZ P-09, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Remember to stay safe out there, carry, and I will see you guys next time.